So now that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has won re-election, and he was very likely to form the next government and be the prime minister again, well, the Republican contenders for our leadership, the President of the United States, have come out and begun the process of the ass-kissing. Boy, it is out in full force. Isn't it funny? The guys vying to be our leader can't wait to show how supplicant they are to someone else's leader. Okay, interesting. So let's go to former Florida Governor Jeb Bush. He says, congratulations to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on his re-election. Okay, fine. He's a true leader who will continue to keep Israel strong and secure. Now, these are the guys who said, oh, Obama leads from behind, and here they are saying, now you want to see a true leader? Not me. The guy whose ass I'm kissing, that's a true leader. Okay, he's not alone. Then we go to Scott Walker. Congratulations to Netanyahu on a hard-earned victory. Now the U.S. and Israel must stand together and stand up to Iran, okay? Now, well, that one's the least offensive if you ask me. He's just congratulating him on his victory, but he wants to be on the record. Don't get me wrong. I will follow Netanyahu. Then we go to Marco Rubio. Today's parliamentary elections in Israel remind us of what unites our two countries and what distinguishes Israel as the only true democracy in the Middle East from its neighbors. Millions of Israelis took to the polls to choose their representatives and ultimately shape the government that will guide their country in the coming years. Will also guide our country in the coming years because apparently everyone running on the Republican side says that they want to follow Netanyahu. That's why they invited him to speak in our Congress and said he's better than our leader and they would really like to follow him. Okay, so more bowing. Okay, now we go to businesswoman Carly Fiorina, who apparently thinks that there's some chance she might run for president, which makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway, she says, I think this is a pretty clear mandate that the people of Israel respect and appreciate a very strong leader. And that is why Bibi Netanyahu, that is what Bibi Netanyahu has been. I'm glad they have finally found their leader, even if it's the leader of a different country. Now we go to former Senator Rick Santorum. Of course, you know which way because he's going to go. He says, congratulations to my friend. He's very familiar. Prime Minister Netanyahu on his re-election. The Prime Minister has been the true friend to the United States, and I join millions of my fellow Americans in congratulating this man of courage, candor, and strength. In times like this, the world needs leaders who will stand up to the evil of radical Islam. Prime Minister Netanyahu is such a leader. Isn't that funny? Like, they're all vying to be what we sometimes arrogantly call the leader of the free world, the President of the United States of America, the Commander-in-Chief. And what they're saying here is, we found a true leader, Netanyahu. But these are all appetizers for Ted Cruz and Mike Huckabee. You want to see some real ass kissing, you can get up in there, okay? That's Ted Cruz. So here's what he says. Prime Minister Netanyahu has been an extraordinary leader for Israel, and I congratulate him on what appears to be a victory today. His electoral success is all the more impressive given the powerful forces that try to undermine him, including, sadly, the full weight of the Obama political team. American officials should not be undermining the elected leaders of our closest allies, especially when Prime Minister Netanyahu's heroic, even Churchillian, opposition to a nuclear Iran has done such tremendous service to U.S. national security. Here he is saying, I would like to follow the leader of a different country, and I'm so happy he undermined the leader of our country. There used to be a word for that, right? I mean, he is fully up in there. Okay, so, and Netanyahu is like Winston Churchill reborn. Can I go further? Can I go further? Okay, and Huckabee's going to join him in comparing Netanyahu, their leader, to Winston Churchill. He says, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's coming out on top proves that not even Obama's team could do the magic when Israelis know their existence is on the line. Netanyahu's a Churchill in a world full of Chamberlains. And I applaud his victory today and hope that it will result in the formation of a strong government. As an American, I am embarrassed that the Obama administration trusts Iran, yet undermines and undercuts Israel. None of this is true, by the way. The polls have closed. The people have spoken. And it is time for the U.S. government to stand with Israel once again. So let's review here what he's saying. He's saying, the one Winston Churchill among us is Netanyahu. The rest of the world, including American leadership, is just Neville Chamberlains who bow to people like Hitler. We are the worst. I'm embarrassed of us. Wait a minute. Didn't Michelle Obama get in all sorts of trouble for saying something similar? Like, this is the first time I've been proud of the country? And now Huckabee is saying he's embarrassed of America. He's trying to run for president of America. And he's saying, I'm embarrassed of my country, Netanyahu. I love you so much more than I love my country. I bow to you. I bow to you. I would like to be the leader of the country that gives you $3 billion a year and is theoretically leader of the free world. Look at these bitches leading from behind. I don't care who it is. Even if it was the most left-wing friendly government of any country. This is unbearable. It's so over the top, so fawning, so ostentatious in its, praise of this foreign leader. If we had this left-wing, government of Canada, our closest allies, and I agree with them, I wouldn't be this far up their ass. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm so embarrassed of my own country. Oh, please, foreign leader, I would like to follow you. And I'm not running for president. These guys are trying to be the leader of our country. Leading from behind, defined. This is the dictionary definition of it. They're basically saying, we promise, if you elect us, we will follow Netanyahu instead.